Hey everyone, how's it going? Okay. What's this? Okay. How you guys doing? Thanks for joining me. This one is this is once again my Pass the Sculpt collaboration with Oscar. So now it's my turn again. Should be fun. Okay. Not sure about this. Sit down for a while. Hold on. Okay. So okay, let's do this. So I'm not very happy with this these arms after last time, so I might change them. Let's just start here. Let's try and see what we can do here. The back face masking. Okay, so can you guys hear me okay? Is the music too loud or the audio, the voice? Is everything good? I always like to check that because you never know. Even though I never move the settings, it's just to be sure. I think I might just dynamish this thing. Whoa. Awesome. What's up, guys? So just as a reminder, I'll say this in both English and Spanish. This is the English stream. So the Pass the Sculpt collaboration with Oscar. I will be answering questions in Spanish or comments if there are, but it will be mostly everything in English. So feel free to comment and say stuff in English. And for my fellow Spanish-speaking people, para todos los hablantes de español que me están viendo ahorita, nada más para recordarles que este stream es colaboración con Oscar y es en inglés. Entonces voy a estar, si escriben algo o preguntan algo en español, pues voy a tratar de contestarlo. No hay ninguna bronca, pero la idea sí es como que sea en inglés. Entonces va a estar cool. So let's go. Let's try and create something cool here with the wings. I put them last time and never really did anything with them. So let's do something now. How's everybody doing? How's your week going so far? Mine's actually been pretty heavy. I started working out heavy again, so it's been fun, painful, but fun. Let's use the snake hook. I like where this is going so far. Yeah, exactly, man. It's just that's how it is. Gym, sculpting, eating, rest, repeat. I'm in the same boat as well, but it's super fun. I don't know if that's your case, but I actually find working out even though it's painful and it hurts and I never want to get up early in the morning to do it. But afterwards, you have like so much energy, and then the rest of the day gets so much easier. You can do more stuff. I like you're less sleepy, I guess, during the day. I think it's worth it in the end. Okay. So, for anyone wondering what is this stream about, if you guys haven't checked Oscar's stream or my last one, this is a collaboration between Oscar and myself. We're friends from way back from Mexico, and we have quite like similar tastes in stuff, and we both like creatures and monsters, so we decided to do a collaboration. Um, each of us will be sculpting different parts of a creature. Like I was just thinking how absurd it is that we have like a human diagram, and this thing is nothing um, like a human, but whatever. And so each of us is going to have to work on our own stuff. Like we agreed not to touch what the other did, and kind of just like bounce ideas back and forth. And yeah, so see what we have in the beginning. I like this. So since he did these jetpack things, I think I will probably move the wings a little bit. To accommodate for this stuff. Yeah, totally. The I I'm very ashamed to admit that I stopped working out for quite a while, several years. I used to swim a lot and lift, and then not. But I'm trying to go back slowly into it. And also, I've been thinking of working on a standing desk at work. Um, there's still some logistics I need to take care of, but a couple of friends use it, and I don't know. Sometimes after lunch, I get a little bit drowsy. I think it would be a good idea to try. If I don't like it, I won't use it. But I know a lot of people that really like working that way. I've heard it um, makes you more not anxious, but like it makes you not want to lose as much time as when you're sitting down, and then just like keep going with whatever you're working on. I don't know, might help. Okay. Do you use a standing desk? Oh, nice. So you both got a standing desk? Really? The oh, you mean the sit stance change does help for longer sessions? Yeah. The thing is, I don't think a standing desk will fit in this room, but at work, at least if I can have like 8 hours or 6 hours at work and then the rest at home sitting down, I think it's okay for now. And then I'll just look for the sitting, standing desk. Cool. You guys have like the floor mat? What's the name of that thing to stand on? Because I've seen people use it, and I don't know if that's really necessary, but maybe it helps a lot. So might be worth checking out. Cool. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about the longer sessions as well, because sometimes at work I just feel like standing up, and I'm tired of just being seated and I just want to stand up. But that's because I've been sitting for like 4 or 5 hours already, and I don't know if I can take 4 or 5 hours just standing up. Maybe I won't. I don't know. So I'll just redynamesh this part, because I think we can do so much better than what I have here. No, it's okay. So just trying out some other stuff. Try and get this shape right. Something like that. I don't know, maybe. An attack ninja? Nice. I haven't tried the, how do you pronounce it? Huion? Huion? I've only tried the Cintiqs. I like them. I've tried the 27, 25, and 22.5 inch, I think. So like the 3 standard sizes for the Cintiqs. I really like the 22-inch. I think it's the right size. The 27-inch for ZBrush, I don't know if it's worth it. I like, for painting and illustrating, I would think that's the best choice. But for ZBrush, I'm not sure. Especially because like you work, well, maybe it's because I'm used to the tiny Wacom tablet, but I don't know, maybe. So what's your experience with the UI? I can pronounce that, with the other tablet. Do you recommend it? Huion. Huion. So I think I will change most of this. Because I was not really feeling it. And change some stuff here and there. The not so secret 32 Wacom. I don't know. That seems excessive for me. Like for ZBrush, how do you even like? You will be. You better just paint a wall or something with all the arm movement. But might work for someone. I don't think it worked for me. Cool. What's the price on those discs? Because yeah, I really want one. FlexPot adjustable desk. Okay. Is that like also adjustable the height for sitting and standing? Cool. Yeah, I like that there's much more options for tablets now. I personally really like the Wacom Intuos 3. That's the main reason I still like Wacom. And the Cintiqs, I have tried some that had some delay, a little bit of delay when like less than a second of delay when you make a stroke, but maybe that was that specific Cintiq, because I've heard people having a different experience with that, so who knows? Who knows with that? So actually, I didn't like the way it looked, this part, because I was trying to make this like the palm of the hand, and then maybe this like a finger, and I don't think that was very well achieved, so I will try again with that. Try and get some shapes here and there. Maybe do like a 3-finger guy. Whoa. Yeah, something like this. Let's see how to position this. Get the mask. Right. Lots of experimenting here and testing. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, so let me just check the chat real quick. You're using a mouse for ZBrush, or do you work in ZBrush? Scalige blades. Wow, you guys know much more than I do. Yeah, I agree, Park Joel. I really agree. So right now, since I moved to Canada like this year, I have just a laptop here. At home in Mexico, I still have my my desktop. And I usually work with 2 monitors, so the Cintiq will be. I have been wanting to get a Cintiq for a while now, and so that will be like the third monitor, because I really want that setup. And the laptop just for like traveling and maybe one day going out and working somewhere. I don't know, outside. I like to have the flexibility. Cool. Hey Alina, what's up? How's it going? Are you enjoying our little brief summer days, rainy days? It's pretty crazy. You work with Blender, but do you sculpt in Blender with a mouse, or do you use it for modeling? Because for modeling, Blender is great. I used it for a while. It's cool that you get the trial for ZBrush. You won't be disappointed. I can guarantee you that. Trying out some stuff here. Yeah, I think I like this shape much more. This is a weird creature. I don't know. This is like a worm, insect, mech, whatever the hell this fly insect thing is. I don't know. But it's fun. Let's see. What's up with those fingers? The good thing with Dynamesh is that I really like I can be very precise and obsessive with details sometimes. But when I'm on this stage, I really like to just go very rough and not care too much, because then a lot of happy accidents occur and you can use them to get interesting shapes. And it's very easy to just destroy and create again, and destroy and create again. So I really like the combination of that, just being very messy and free flow in the beginning, and then very organized and detailed afterwards. I think that's a very good approach. It works for me. Trying to figure this shape out. This shape actually helped me with the idea of maybe ground this character a bit more, because it's like a slug now, and the arms weren't working, and I like the idea of having it maybe drag itself with the hands. I think it could work. You sculpt on your Mac Pro on work commutes to Atara? Really? Like, what do you use at the train, or? Because I can't imagine you sculpting in the bus or something, or maybe you'd like if it's a long metro ride, that can also work. Like I've in Mexico in public transport you would never do that, but here in Canada maybe, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll just try it in the subway. See how many tips I get. A Tublik, are you talking about the tablet, or what's the 15.6 model? I don't know what you guys are talking about. The trackpad, okay. Oh, nice. In Wellington, cool. I have a friend there. She's she just moved there recently. I hear it's a great city, Wellington. Maybe I'll go there sometime. So you use the trackpad for ZBrush, or for just work in general? Because if you use it for ZBrush, then you're really hardcore. That's some crazy stuff. Hey Park Joe, so Dynamesh can be faster for pros. I think it's faster for everybody in general. I know lots of people have like their own particular workflow and way of doing things. That's what I really like about ZBrush. Since the beginning, it lets you know that you can do like the same action in so many different ways, and you're not restricted to working in a particular way. You can do whatever you want. If you're more comfortable with base meshes, you can do that. You can create your own base mesh in ZBrush with Z-spheres and remesh. You can use Dynamesh, which I really love. I really like the freedom, and a lot of the time I will just sketch something and never post it, never show it, because it's just like a way for me to maybe warm up or just test some idea and see if it works. So yep. So I don't think it's like just better for pros. I think it's better for everybody. And I don't know what you mean with pros, because that's a weird concept. Because I can guarantee you that not many people in this industry would consider themselves to be pros. It's just, I don't know, maybe years of experience, I guess. Because most really good artists I know don't really feel like they've already gotten to that place where they want to be. We all have stuff to learn. So I like this idea of the arms much more better now. Much more now. Hey, a lot of New Zealanders here. Nice. What's up, guys? Is that right, New Zealander? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. So trackpad with, oh man, oh, you're hardcore. I I uh I salute you because that's crazy. I only used a mouse once for ZBrush and then vowed to never do it again because I hated it so much. Just trying to get some shapes here in the hand. Yeah, I definitely like this one much more now. Yeah, the kiwis. I didn't know if I should say that because you never know if that's offensive or something. I've heard that term before, the kiwi one. I know. Yeah, I don't know. So welcome, guys. Glad you to have you here, watching me sculpt for a while. Okay, with the Surface Pro, yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Yeah, awesome. I actually don't have that much time in my commute, which is good, I guess. Just 25 minutes at most. Sometimes it's faster. What happened here? But I will probably one day try and go to the park or something when the weather is less horrible. I will try and at least take the laptop or something and just go sculpt somewhere where there's green and fresh air and food, and that sounds like a nice idea. I like it. Nice. Auckland, welcome. Just dedicated. Yeah, you're right. Just props, kudos to you for doing that. Recommend some courses for ZBrush? There's a lot of them. I don't know, there's courses everywhere. It depends on what you want. There's even some free tutorials on the Pixologic site. You can check them out first if you haven't any experience with the program, and then yeah, there's I don't know, the Noman courses. Michael Pavlovich, who's also a streamer here at ZBrush Live, he has a lot of stuff for free in his YouTube channel. You should check that out. CG Society, ArtStation, you can find a lot of stuff in those sites. I think it depends on what you want. just look around. There's never a shortage of ZBrush content, paid or free. So that's good. I can't really recommend anything because I don't really know what you want to learn specifically. But just start there, I guess. Hey Totara, yeah, that's good that your guys are hard to offend because sometimes you never know in some places. Um, I've actually only met like a couple of New Zealanders before and a bunch of Australians, and I really like those people, like both of you guys. I think both Australians and New Zealanders are pretty chill, pretty funny and outgoing people, the ones I've met. So yeah, I like you guys. So Kiwis, Tasmania, really? Yeah, the Aussies, um, those guys are nice as well. Yeah, Shane also is also really good. He's a really good teacher as well. I find it's a funny thing with most videos that I find online. I have to um, put the speed of the video a little bit faster because most people talk really slow. And when I watch Michael's videos, Michael Pavlovich videos, I usually have to pause a lot to because he's going like 100 miles an hour and or kilometers depending on where you live. And then yeah, he's really fast, like, and both of those guys are really good teachers. Yeah, there's no shortage of content. You just have to look around. What is this? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing. Just that I like the idea of this. Yeah, I know. It was very funny because I met these Kiwis and Aussies when I was in Germany. I lived there for a while, and they always were talking shit to each other. But then when it was time to team up, they were pretty much in love all the time. It's kind of like Colombian and Venezuelan people. My girlfriend is from Venezuela, and they have the same thing. Like they have a love-hate relationship with Colombians, and they're very similar as well, which I find pretty funny. I think it happens to all of us. We have our tribes. So, but Tasmania is Tasmania like oh man, I will sound super ignorant here, but is Tasmania a different country or is it just a region? I actually don't know or remember, so please educate me, guys. Oh, Egos Art. So you've been sculpting just for a couple of months now? That's awesome. Um, if I can give you just a very small tip, a very humbling tip, is just don't worry if your work is good or not. Don't worry about getting the perfect sculpt right away, because that's something that stopped me a lot in the beginning. Instead of just creating, I waited for the perfect sculpt, which obviously at that stage never came, and then that held me down. So don't do it. Just go for it. Just sculpt, and with time things will come. Oh, cool. So I wasn't that wrong then. It's a part of Australia. Yeah, cool. Just that I wasn't sure. I read recently that there's been some sightings of the Tasmanian devil or tiger again, which was supposed to be extinct. Is that right? Or is just like rumors, not confirmed yet? Whoa, I have to lower this. Awesome. I think that's I think it's cool that those things still survive, like their own dialects and languages and stuff. Like I think the world is just one big nation now, and it's very cool to all be a part of it. But those things, languages and dialects and specific cultural backgrounds, should be preserved as much as we can, because then if they're gone, they're gone for good. So that's cool. So yeah, I like this hands much more. Let's compare. Let me save before something bad happens. The cartoon. Yeah, I know. I was actually reading something about Bigfoot or something. But the thing is, it's recently gone extinct, so who knows? It's not that unlikely to happen. Hey, baby's first puke. I like your username. What's up? Okay, so let's compare to see this version against the other one. Yeah, I think it's much better. Okay. I discovered that I like sculpting weird hands. I want to apologize for my choppy English today. I was doing a lot of talking today in both English and French, and even Spanish as well, so my brain is kind of fried right now. So yeah, just a heads up. A vehicle or a mech? Yeah, that'd be cool. We're trying to do some hard surface stuff as well. Like Oscar did the chest and this jetpack thing. I did like the abs, or kind of abs last time. But a mech would be cool. Just I don't know. I'm getting like a very boss-like vibe from it, like a video game boss or something, or maybe like one of those huge units you have in Warhammer. I recently started playing with a friend. He invited me, and it's a pretty fun game. It's just a lot of rules and things to learn beforehand. But the figures are really cool, and there's a lot of races and armies, and it's pretty interesting. I'm getting that vibe from this guy, like one of those huge, super powerful units. What do you mean so they went extinct in 1935? I thought it was more recent. I didn't know that. And what do you mean with the jaw thing? So it's a Tasmanian tiger, right? Because the devil is still around, or am I wrong? I'm probably wrong about that as well. Okay. What do I do with this? I don't know yet what to do with this finger. Maybe I'll come back to it later. Who's Ian M. Banks? I have no idea. I'm sorry. Is that a writer? Let's do this. Oh yeah, you're right. The tiger. Okay, yeah, you're right. Oh, cool. Yeah, so I think I saw a video a while ago about the cancer thing. You're right. The devil's still around. It's very weird that the cancer thing. Maybe because of the closed gene pool or very small gene pool. I don't know. Not enough variation for resistance against that. Okay, was he good? The Ian M. Banks? Sounds good. Like if his work is being picked up for a series, I might check him out. I really like sci-fi. I haven't read as much sci-fi in recent years as I did when I was younger. so I'm very out of the loop on a lot of things, but I really like the genre. Cool. So you recommend it then? Do you recommend me to? Would you suggest to read them before watching the series, or doesn't really matter? Because I initially really loved Game of Thrones, the series, and I started reading the books because of the TV show, and then I didn't even watch I didn't even want to watch the show again after first couple of books because I don't know, it just wasn't the same for me. Yeah. Oh man, forgot I can't do remesh again. Yeah, I'm much more happier now with much happier with the results of the arms. What time is it in New Zealand right now? It's like 2, 3 o'clock, something like that. You don't think the books were as good as the show? Wow, really? The show is really good. The first 4 seasons at least were really, really, really good. It's just that I don't know, the world building stuff in the books I found phenomenal. Haven't finished them. I hear the last 2 are not as good, but haven't read them yet. I watched all the seasons though. Didn't really like the last one, which is a shame because those dragons were just like a pure ZBrush born. Those were amazing. Shoutouts to Dan Ketcher, who designed them and whom I met at the summit last year. He's a pretty funny guy. Hey, thanks, Von Vuki. I will probably look for them. Most certainly will be, because I've been reading mostly non-fiction for the past 2 years, reading and listening. So I could really use some good novels to get going again. Thanks for the recommendation. Hey Kyle, what's up? How's it going, man? All good? Hey Park Joel, thank you so much. I'm glad that you like the style. It's not really planned. I don't know. Thanks. I don't even think about the if it's extreme or not. Maybe yeah, it kind of is. I'm now that you mention it, I have like two modes. I think it's either extreme creature monster thing or just very grounded and realistic humans, or at least I try to make them realistic. I sometimes do stylized and cartoon stuff, but mostly those two. I think I've been working on a project now, and I had to sculpt a human face again for like I haven't done a human face in a while, and it was a challenge again, but I liked it. It was cool. Yeah, the Game of Thrones show was really good. Like I said, I didn't really like the last season, but it's just a huge task to adapt so many characters and storylines and make it work. I admire that the whole production team deserves huge props for that. The series is awesome. I agree with that. A effects animator. So I don't really know that much about fantasy. Which series or books would you recommend to start? I've heard about the Wheel of Time series. Some people say it's really good. Um, I've only read Harry Potter, and I don't know if that counts as fantasy when I was younger. And the three Lord of the Rings ones, which I got as a present when I was a kid. And then I tried reading the Silmarillion once and failed. Got to like half of it or so before I couldn't go anymore. And I think that's it. I don't really have much experience with fantasy, really. Okay. Um, Wait, so let me just catch up with the chat. Hold on, guys. Yeah, the dance presentation at the summit was really incredible. And on Saturday at the party we talked a lot about what his mindset is when designing creatures, and the way he thinks about it, about the problem, and the way he approaches creature design really resonated with me, because I like my favorite museum in Mexico is the Natural History Museum, and when I went to Vienna for travel, I also went to the Natural History Museum, and I really loved dinosaurs as a kid, and so that I think had a lot of influence in me liking monsters and creatures, and I've read a lot about evolution and sci-fi monsters, and so yeah, what he said really made sense to me. Working from the ground up, building a base, and then building the anatomy. It was an awesome presentation overall. So you didn't hate which books? The Wheel of Time ones, effects animator. I'm into expression graphically, Park Joel. With you mean with my style or what? I don't know what you mean by that. Hold on, guys. Let me just get a text editor so I can write all the suggestions, because I do really want to check all of this out later. So Pandora, Star, Judas Unchained. Peter F. Hamilton. Nice. Yeah, I've heard about the Wheel of Time thing. That Brandon Sanderson is really good. He's a really good writer. Like I said, I haven't read them, so maybe I'll give it a try for the first ones. If you say they're good. The Dark Prism. Okay. Brent Weeks. Cool. Awesome suggestion, guys. Thanks. Thank you so much. Hey, Ego Sart. Thanks for hanging out. See you later and good luck. Hope you find something that suits you. So which fantasy books would you recommend, Effects Animator? Like, what's your like top 3 or something? Hey Kyle, do you have some like some clues on this year's speakers for the summit? Can you give us a sneak peek? I'm very excited about the summit this year. That's like the one event I'm not missing this year. Just I was talking with Oscar and we noticed that the THU is moving to Malta this year, and so I was very sad because I didn't go to Troya for the event, so shame. But I was very excited for Malta, and then we saw the dates, and it's a shame. It's in the same dates as the summit, so no question there. Summit all the way. Just last year's was amazing. It's a good excuse also to go like to Disneyland or Universal, or just have a brief vacation trip. It was really cool. Okay, so Brent Wicks already, Brand Sanderson, and his okay, the Mistborn series, cool. Thanks guys for the recommendation, the suggestions. I actually miss reading a lot. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but there's just not enough time in the day to do everything. So that's why most of the last few books I've actually read have been in audiobook, so listen to them. Because when I'm working with stuff that doesn't really need me to think in words or to read stuff, like sculpting, for example, just like plain sculpting, I can listen to audiobooks, and so that's been a bit of my reading time in these past years. But I really miss to just sit down and read a paper book, because I remember you can really get lost in the, like, it's just you get into flow, just like sculpting, you lose track of time, and then 8 hours have passed and you're late for work or whatever. ZBrush Summit party by yourself. That's nice. I do the same all day, every day. Well, not all day, but every day. Cool. Hey, thanks, Monbuki. I don't know. I'm not really working from reference. So that's, I don't know. I think it's working for this one. Sometimes not having perfect anatomy is okay, and I don't want to restrict right now. If I were to do something for production, or like a concept or a more realistic creature, I would definitely be having a huge ref board. But for now, this is okay. I don't know. I think it's like a combination of stuff, because I see some human elements, some mammalian elements, insect, crustaceans, all over. Have any of you been to the ZBrush Summit before, or are you planning to go this year? Hey, thanks, man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Google Assistant? Wow, really? I didn't know that. I might try that. We're living in the future with all this cool tech. So I like that this guy is like really deformed, not very symmetrical. Kind of fits the style, I guess. Cool. Yeah, the summit is awesome. Nice. I was there first time on 2015, and then second time last year. And actually, the year before that, 2016, at the time I was really busy with work, so I couldn't go, and I also couldn't stream it live. I had to watch everything afterwards, the sculpt of the presentations, everything. So it felt a little bit sad, because you missed like the live atmosphere of it. But I'm really excited about this year. It will be a longer flight now from Montreal to LA, but it's worth it. Like, because from Mexico it was really close. Nice. So I think I'll just work with what I have here for the finger. Kyle never answered my question. I'm sorry, guys. For the Malta stuff? Yeah, probably. Probably. I bought mine. I bought my ZBrush on 2013. I think. I think it was 4R3. I think, because I use it at school. Then I finished school 2012, and then as soon as I could, bought my copy. I still have the disc at home, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey Alina, nice. It's nice that you're going again. So I guess you really liked it because I remember you told me you weren't planning on going or something the first time, but you decided to go like in the last minute or something. But I don't know. It's just this year the group of people there. It was a really cool group. It was the atmosphere and the people there. We all kind of connected in a way. ZBrush wise, I don't know. It was really fun. And the cool thing is, last year I was able to go to IFCC as well for the first time, and it was very funny because Michael, or Michał, who was also at the Sculpt off in Hard Surface, he was there in Croatia, and we never met during the whole event. I don't even remember seeing his face there, but he was there. I know because I've seen the pictures, and then we met again at the summit for the first time. So stuff like that happens all the time, but it's really fun. And I met a lot of people last year, most of whom I still am in contact with. So I really miss those events. I really like what they do for the industry. All sorts of advantages. I don't know, man. Yeah, I got the disc, like CD case, and I don't know. I think it was because I bought it on an expo at the Pixel stand. I went to Anaheim and there was the SIGGRAPH happening, so I went to the expo, and there was the Pixologic stand, and then Pixologic stopped going to SIGGRAPH and started the summit, which is much better in my opinion. So yeah, I bought it at SIGGRAPH in Anaheim once, a long time ago. What do you mean, Alina? Blame one idiot? I don't understand. Wow, in the 90s? Nice. You still have like the physical disc, or was it like a floppy disk? How did it work? Mid 90s, I was in primary school. Long time ago. Photoshop is really old. It's hard to remember sometimes. Yeah, definitely. ZBrush is just it's just standard. I don't know any place that don't use ZBrush. because it's just it's an essential tool for the modeling kit right now. In video games and films and VFX, it's just everywhere. The Pixelogic guys did a really good job. And I really like that it's been diversifying, that there's much more collectibles and toys and like printing, 3D printing stuff. I want to have a Formlabs sometime in the future, but those things are expensive, so who knows when, but hopefully. A million floppy disks, nice. Wow. Yeah, just software advancements and the internet have made things evolve super fast. I still remember like in secondary school having our assignments work with floppy disks and programming in MS2 or DOS. Is it called DOS in English? DOS, I guess so. I don't know. And I feel that's pretty old, and it's maybe not that old, but things move really fast. Now I work with everything in the cloud, and yeah, stuff's crazy. I want to try VR sculpting again, because I did once, and it was pretty cool. But I didn't really get to try the tools properly. And I've seen stuff some guys are doing, which is amazing. And I don't know what that will bring in the future, but I think the potential is there for really good stuff to happen. Oh, nice. You got a Formlabs too? Nice. Yes, you're right. It's DOS, disk operating system. I don't know why I said 2. It's just DOS, it's 2 in Spanish, so I got confused, but you're right. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not the same as in ZBrush. I think you cannot do the same amount of polygons, but still, have you seen what Dominic Queck and Guillaume Nakpil have been doing? Because it's pretty sick. Nice. Oh man, I really want to have an Oculus Medium. I'm so jealous now. So cool. Do you know if you can stream with that? Can you somehow connect it to the computer and send like a video feed or something? Because that'd be really cool if you could stream it. Okay, I really like the hands from the front, but I feel they're lacking a bit more from the back. I don't know. But I'm very happy with this change. I'm glad I decided to change the hands because I sometimes just stuff doesn't work. Just change it. No need to get attached to anything at this stage, or ever really. especially with digital, it's just so fast to redo stuff now. Cool. Okay, let me just read the chat for a bit. But you can still print things even though not from ZBrush, right? With the Formlabs, it just has to be like an OBJ, I think. But yeah, that machine is really sweet. Unity VR to walk around, cool. Oh man, I don't even imagine walking around this guy. It's just the experience must be really something. I think that will help appreciate you, like it will help you appreciate the forms much better, I suppose. Oh nice, the stream of VR in Twitch. You know his name, so I can check it out, because I really want to see that. Cool. So what VR game are you working on, Effects Animator, if we can know? Is that possible? Maybe not. I don't know. What do you mean timeless, Park Joe? And what do you mean with the stakes are high? What do I do now in this part? I have to fix this, because this design is also not working very well. This is like, it was supposed to be like a pelvis kind of thing. What is this? What do I do with this? Yeah, it must be pretty surreal as well to just walk around your model. That'd be pretty sweet. Oh, cool. Awesome. Google Daydream, nice. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, the stuff you can do nowadays is just it's just incredible. I think I'll just redo this part because have again a Dynamesh. If it's not working, just kill it. Doesn't matter. Oh, and I'll do a save again. Ah. Well, yeah, you're right, Park Joel. But I think that's true for everybody. Like, it's very easy for current generations of anyone to look at the past and say like, oh, we're improving on so much stuff that a lot of people did before us. But then you don't really notice what's being done right now until after it's finished, I guess. That's the way I see it. like you really appreciate history after a while, not really in the moment. It's very hard as well because perspective is everything and hindsight. But I guess that's true for everybody, like standing on the shoulders of giants thing. It's just up to us to discover and innovate with different things now, in a way. And by we, I mean we as a generation, not myself and a bunch of friends, because I don't know. Innovation is hard. Design is hard. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking this much more better now. Oh, cool. Thanks, Vanbuki, for the Twitch link. I'll just save it here. Cool. No, yeah, I will be. Don't worry about it. I think the there were these pretty clear lines dividing, I don't know, computer animation and then traditional animation and then fine arts and sculpture and painting and then video games. But now I think it's all just one big conglomerate of media in a way, and all the techniques and the technology can combine together really well. So the lines are really blurred now, and I think that's a good thing because I don't know. I think definitions or categories can restrict some things sometimes. And then a lot of stuff is being done digitally now, and there's a lot of user created content everywhere, platforms like Twitch, for example. So yeah, who knows what the future will bring, but I'm hopeful and I'm really excited for it. And there's also a lot of stuff I still wanna do with like I wanna try traditional sculpting with marble sometime, just to feel useless and have a greater respect and admiration, even greater respect and admiration for the old masters. I don't know. And also recently started studying lighting and composition, because that's one area where I really have to think about it much more than sculpting or drawing, for example, which I find me personally much easier to do. Like my brain just doesn't work with lights at all, so I have to make an effort for that. But it's really good to learn always. Optimizing mobile VR, yeah, I imagine, man. I imagine it would be super hard to do. But the technologies will be improving with time. I don't know, with VR, I thought that it would just remain like a niche thing, not really go mainstream. But now I'm not so sure. I've seen more and more stuff done with VR now, so who knows? And graphic cards now can support it more and more. So this laptop is VR ready, so I could just plug the headset and go. So I want to try that. Yeah, good time to be a Renaissance, man. Yeah, I see what you mean. Man, it's just a lot of stuff. You wouldn't drive after? Park Joe, what do you mean? Yeah, photogrammetry is hard. I tried once, just once. Didn't work. I've even seen these apps like they recreate your a 3D scan pretty quickly with just photos, which is insane. I had a friend of mine take some photos of one of his students and then recreate it for a class, and the student was the demo for the class. It was really fun with one of those apps. I don't remember the name. I don't even know what I'm doing right now here. Maybe it probably doesn't make sense anatomy wise, but I think it looks cool. Can plug something in here. Really, the costumes for Adam were real? I didn't know that. That's awesome. That series is amazing. They really created something incredible with that. The Out Studios, really cool. I really don't know anything about photogrammetry. That's pretty advanced stuff. Capturing with multiple cameras is the best, but one camera moving around a static environment is second best. Why is that? I would think like with just a static camera would be better. Or I mean a single camera. I don't know. Yeah, the cleanup stuff that's always, it's been like that as well for motion capture. A lot of cleanup to do. Like I was watching the other day, it was really funny. The making of Phantom Menace, and a very young John Knoll was explaining George Lucas how the keyframe hand animated version of Jar Jar Binks was working much better than the actor with the head replacement. That wasn't really like motion capture; it was the actual actor. But I think it's almost the same with motion capture. Like the animators must do almost all of the work afterwards with just the base from the motion capture. Sometimes I think they should just go with all hand animated keyframe animation. Could impart more personality to the characters, I think. I don't know. I'm not an animator. I have no idea if that's the case or not. This part looks like a smiley face. I like it. I don't know how it got there, but that's something with that. The turntable is tricky because you're depending on the model having enough unique points. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that actually makes sense. I haven't thought about it. Okay. Yeah, you're right. So you guys think photogrammetry will be like a standard, or is it a standard right now? Will that replace? I don't think it will replace modelers. Maybe just be a tool, like motion capture is for animators. But I don't know. Is that a standard yet, or in a way to be? Should we do here with this piece? Let's go back here for a second. Work on the wings a little bit. Trying to make this part look like soft tissue a little bit with some inflates and damp standard. Oh shit. Turn off the symmetry. Let's just fix that. No worries there. Delete lower. Delete hidden. Okay. Wait, no, what I did? What am I doing? Okay. Duplicate. Mirror. There it is. Then merge down. Cool. All good now. So let's check the chat again. Do you sync up the cameras with a cue, like an audio cue for, or how do you do that? How do you just, I don't know, I'm imagining pressing the button at the same time, but I figured that's not the case. How do you sync them, the cameras? Yeah, pretty much all games use them now, but I didn't know if it's like the main tool or just an extra. I really think a combination of photogrammetry and a sculpture polishing that work is the best approach. Because then, I don't know, you can add so much more to the scan, in my opinion. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you guys are right. A great white model, white turntable. Oh man. So it works with okay, with shadows for depth. That makes sense. Yeah, that symmetry thing is annoying. It's just you get used to it. I used to do it all the time when I was starting, turning it off by accident and then forgetting about it. Used to drive me nuts. It's not so bad anymore. Oh, there's a lot going on in the chat. Yeah, I forgot symmetry. Oh, cool. The radio signal emitter, nice. Do you mean using a macro lens for photogrammetry, or why is that asking for trouble? Ah, yeah, for photogrammetry. Okay. Yeah, because you want it's like I would imagine it would be like working with orthographic. You want to capture the planes and the shapes as accurate as possible without perspective distortion, I would assume. Is that right? Hey, I'm Hanks TV. What's up? How's it going? Glad you came to hang out a little bit. So I don't know if there's if some of you guys weren't here at the beginning or don't know what this stream is about. It's the name of the stream is Pass the Sculpt. It's a collaboration project between my friend Oscar and myself, and we decided to divide the design of a creature, and each of us work on one of the parts. So I'm in charge of doing the arms, the lower torso, and the lower head or the jaw. And Oscar is the upper head, upper torso, and the legs or lower part of the body. So this is this stream is always and only in English, but I also do the Spanish ones. So if you guys want to check that out as well, feel free. You're very welcome to join me. So yeah, this is what this stream is about. So I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. I don't know, I think we should put some extra shapes in here. I think I know what I'll do. I've been around a while and played with some fun toys. I think that's it, man. It's just that's the definition of the trade. Nice. I also started recently to think more about lenses and cameras and photography because I had a project where I had to work with a physical camera, and that was different from the traditional 3D camera, and so I had to study a bit about how cameras work, which I hadn't really done before. I took a class in university, but it wasn't really that great. But you can learn a lot from cameras, so it's really interesting. And it also only helps to, well, it's visual arts and visual communication, so all of that is it just helps. Nothing is wasted. Okay, I think I know what I'll do here in this part. I'll just use, I will append a sphere, but I won't really work in the sphere. I'll just keep that hidden for now. Where is it? Is it really hidden? Yeah. And then I'll use the curve brushes. Where is it? What is this? What I have here? Let's see. Oh, this goes 30 pieces. Curves. Okay. There's a lot of stuff in here. Which one can I use? Whoa. Yeah, I like this one. I think dynamic size works better with this one. Yeah. Just try to position this. It's a bit tricky, but once it works, you get the hang of it. It's easy. Yeah, the rendering part is also one thing I neglected for a long time, because I was just focused on the modeling and sculpting part. But now I'm working in look dev, so rendering is part of my everyday life at the studio. And since a couple of years, I've been studying more about lenses and um, lights, and so in render in general. I think that has helped me a lot to understand much more, and has also made me sculpt better in a way, because now I'm thinking a little bit ahead of what's coming in the render. So that's pretty cool. Does he have a butt? I don't know. Yeah, why is this thing here, Oscar? What were you thinking, man? Whoa. Careful not to break this thing. And then I'll just mask that with I don't know, a cylinder. We'll just put it here. And then can do with this. Let's do some hard surface stuff. I'll use the C modeler to I'll delete this, some of these loops, because there's too many. And let's use, I don't know, can you use radial symmetry with this? I forgot. Or local, maybe it's too late since I moved it. We'll do some stuff here. Whoa. Yeah, that's okay. QMesh. Let's see, QMesh. Polygroup all. Then insert. And here. Yes. And here. Something simple but effective like that. I like it. And then just duplicate it. Cool. So what is this? Oh, this is a previous one. Can't just delete this now. I was obsessed with rendering. Yeah, I think you have to be to really learn stuff. I know a lot of people who've tried to go into ZBrush for some years now, and they just can't seem to be able to do it. I think obsessed is the right word. You have to really dive into what you want to learn. Rendering is pretty cool. It's just a lot of stuff, but I find once you know the theory, the different render engines aren't that different. You can just like navigate each and every one. Because I before I'd really find used to find rendering very complex, and then it's really not that complex. I mean, it is, but you get used to it. And what I'm trying to say, it's practice makes perfect, I guess. Perfect practice makes perfect. And but you have to be somewhat obsessed about stuff, I think, to really learn it, like to learn it good. Because if you only practice it for a couple of hours each week, it's never going to stick. You have to really dive into it, and then it's just second nature. Oh yeah, Keyshot is amazing, man. Keyshot is really cool. um, I learned first with Mental Ray. I've worked the most with V-Ray. um, right now I'm working with Guerrilla and Keyshot, but Keyshot is really simple, and but in the end, at the same time, you can do so much more than just drag and drop, which is pretty fascinating, I think. Keyshot is amazing. Mental Ray. Yeah, how long did you work with Mental Ray effects animator? Because it was around for a long time. Yeah, I've worked a little bit with Unreal and um, with Toolbag. I haven't really done a lot of real-time stuff as opposed to pre-render stuff. I have a lot more experience with pre-render stuff, but real-time rendering and look dev is really appealing, and I think that will be my next project once I finish um, the one I'm working on right now, because there's so much potential there. And the engines are getting more and more powerful, so I don't know, it's maybe the way of the future now. Who knows? Yeah, ZBrush. The first time I tried ZBrush, I remember thinking, what the hell is this interface? Like everything was organized completely different, and the menus were in alphabetical order instead of the traditional one. So for the first week or so, I remember thinking, well, this is not working for me. But then it clicked, and I haven't looked back since. I started learning ZBrush in 2011, so I think it's a long time now. But I know some folks have been way longer than myself. Yeah, the Arnold thing is really weird. Not only the still images, but you also get like a watermark thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't really use Arnold that much. But when I was teaching, yeah, the school had Arnold for the project, so I had to use it for a while. But the batch rendering thing is really, I don't know what they were thinking. It's really weird. Vector images into ZBrush? What do you mean importing vector images? I'm having trouble with things like the eye sockets in simple skull shapes not being cut out. I don't think I understand what you mean, Rethon Plant, with your question. Can you phrase it a little bit different? Are you having trouble with references, you mean? Like having image planes or something? Wow, Mental Ray, wow, 2004? Yeah, it's been a long time. Things have changed a lot since then. Just learning ZBrush alone could take a couple of years. I disagree. I think you can learn it much faster. If you, with the amount of material that there is now, and the ZBrush documentation, tutorials on the Pixologic page, I think you can, I don't know, maybe 2 months of, like, if you do ZBrush daily for 2 months, 3, 4, 5 hours, 6 hours, if you have the time, of course. But I think you can do much more faster than 2 years. I mean, of course, 2 years is a good enough time to learn it well. And what I really like about Pixologic is that they don't seem to remove features, because there's still like the 2.5 brushes in here, which I've never used personally, but I really like that the Pixologic guys seem to only add and not take away. Just maybe redesign and redistribute the tools in the program. But that's a way to really consolidate your workflow. Because I know my friends, Oscar, for example, his workflow is different from mine. Some other friends I have also, they have different workflows for different things. That's really the beauty of ZBrush. It's not restrictive in the way you can do things. It's adaptive and it's malleable enough that you can apply your own thinking and way of working to the program. I don't know if I'm making sense. I think I sound like I'm rambling a little bit, but you have to try it and work with the program to understand, I guess. Seriously an amazing piece of programming, and also the concept, the way it does things, like a lot of the shortcuts and commands seem very weird at first, but once you get used to them, it's just second nature. You work with them really fast, so great for that. But yeah, dedication is definitely necessary. Yeah, I definitely want to try the VR. The VR sculpting sounds really cool. So in the plugins section, okay, under the text section, you can import SVG files. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. I understand what you mean now. I don't know, man. I haven't really worked with vectors before. I would have to try. If you want, you can like shoot me a DM or something with the stuff you wanna achieve, and maybe we can try some things. But yeah, I don't really have any experience with vectors inside of ZBrush. I'm sorry, man. But shoot me a DM. We can try and figure it out. Oh, okay. So it's glad to know I wasn't rambling that much. Yeah, no problem, man. You're welcome. ZBrush is the way you say it's endless. I agree. After all these years, I always try to, like every new version, I try to learn um, the new the new tools as much as I can. But there's still stuff from 2 or 3 versions, uh, previous versions that I still don't know how to use. So there's always new stuff to learn with ZBrush, and that's really cool because everything integrates. It's not like different modules, I think, because the software is just primarily for sculpting, and now I would say modeling in general. So everything works together with everything else. Whatever you learn inside of ZBrush can be applied to anything inside your model. So, like for example, being able to work with masks and polygroups with CModeler is something that Maya and Modo and 3D Max wishes they had. You know, like having that flexibility, I think, is really unmatched. And I really like that the love for the craft is very noticeable with Pixologic. Like you can know, like you can really tell that what they do is because they really like the program, and they are also really good sculptors and creative people. It doesn't feel like as commercial or as um, bloated as other software. That's very rare these days. That's why I really respect that. I'm liking the wings. So what's going on in the chat? Yeah, agree on that. But in the end, everything it's a toolkit. You know, like you need to get a job done, and you have some tools, and you use what works best for each task. And the way ZBrush approaches things, it's the only tool that never leaves the toolbox, at least for me. And not only for sculpting, because I've also the way like poly painting and quick UVs and the bridge with keyshot has made things so much easier for smaller projects. Okay, so I think I will work a little bit on this part because I wasn't too happy with that last time. Let's see. It's remeshed. Why is it remeshed? Whoa. Okay. It's supposed to be like a kind of tongue thing. Let's just use the more resolution. What is this music? Let's change it. Is there another way for a larger mesh to conform to a smaller mesh but no wrap around it? When you say larger, you mean as in size, like 2-3 times the size, or do you mean that it's just a bit outside of the boundaries of the smaller object? Because with project you can do a lot of stuff. You just need to ballpark the like the overall size of it, and then just use a little bit of sculpting and project, and you get the both meshes working perfectly. Yeah, I think this is working much better now. Nice. I will do some masking here. To move this part around. Like this or so. Oh, okay. A larger logo to go over a shoulder pad. Yeah, there's actually a way to do that. Like say, for example, I will append something here, like, I don't know. Let's do it with a basic cube. So I'll take this cube and scale it in Y. So what do you mean, like, imagine this is the logo and you want to wrap it around this part. There's actually a brush for that. So I will just subdivide this. I don't remember exactly which one it was, because I haven't used it for a while. But let me just try and remember. Chisel creature. Where is it? Where's that logo? I think it's this one, the matchmaker, if I'm not mistaken. So what you do is, I think it works best in orthogonal. So you put the thing you want to project in front of you, and then just drag it, and it like takes the shape of the um, thing that's underneath, and then you just like you can just move it. I actually saw this this brush when I was watching the making of Pacific Rim. I think it was Pacific Rim, and I noticed that they used the tool for to project something on a curved surface, and that's how they did a lot of the designs. They did them first in ZBrush and then 3D printed them. So that's how they make the physical suits. And I thought like, holy shit, that's amazing. I need to know how to do that. So I started like looking for that brush because it was just like footage of the thing happening. And I don't know if that's what you meant. I hope it is. So if the logo is bigger than the shoulder pad, then I guess you could maybe project it first and then scale it. I don't know exactly what you want to do. Hey Engo, yeah, the plan is to stream from my main account. It's just that I moved to Montreal very recently, a month and a half ago. So in the beginning I was just crashing with a friend, and then for streams I was borrowing Alina's internet at her apartment. Thank you very much. And after I got my apartment, I had trouble with my own internet, so now it's working fine. And so the plan is, yeah, it's to start streaming as well in my personal channel. I'm thinking starting in March, maybe the first or second week of March, I will start streaming on my channel as well. So I will keep you guys posted about that. I will be sharing the info on Facebook and Instagram and ArtStation. So if you guys follow me there, you should just see that. I think. But yeah, that's the plan. It's been a very hectic first 2 months, but hopefully it's all getting in order right now. One more messages. The name of the brush, yeah, the name of the brush is called. I lost it again. It's Matchmaker. I don't know if you guys know, but in ZBrush you can press B for the brush menu, and then the letter, the first letter of the brush you want to use. So for example, the Matchmaker would be M, and then you have a highlight of the second letter, or the second letter you have to press for that brush. So the Matchmaker is MM, so that would be BMM. For example, the move would be BMV, and the clay buildup would be BCB. So that's a very fast way to work on things. But I've like, for example, the main sculpt brushes I've just mapped to my to hotkeys, so it's much easier for me to use them. But I hope this is what you meant. Okay, let me see. Ah, yeah, I think you got it. You just move it, put it right on top of the shoulder pad, and I think you're set. And then just experiment with it. If it's not perfect the first time, just try it again. You'll get it. Glad it helped, man. So I'll do some more stuff with the wings. like a proper insect thing. So stuff like that. Yeah, no problem, man. You're welcome. When I used to teach, it was not long ago. Like December last year was my last period as a teacher. But I was teaching for almost 2 years, or 2 years, I think. I don't, something like that. And a lot of the time, I knew that there was a way of doing things, or I knew the tools. It was just that you don't use all the tools all the time, so you forget about them. That's related to what we were talking about earlier about the being obsessed with things, or practicing diligently. Because if you don't use the things, you forget about them. Like your brain doesn't have unlimited space for everything, so that has to be constant. Using the pinch a little bit here to make a sharper edge. And also, like a very small tip, but if you guys notice, I'm used to I almost never have the model only in front view or in side view or whatever perspective view. That's a very small thing that has helped me a lot. But to try and work with the model in almost every angle possible, I found makes a lot of difference, because then you really appreciate the form and you like get the whole idea of how the shapes are working and how everything's relating to each other. So as much as possible, try not to just restrict yourselves to the perspective, I mean to the orthogonal views. I don't even know if this is anatomically correct, but I don't care. I think it looks cool. In this particular case. Oh no, we lost this. Need to move it first a little bit. So I was having trouble with that. And also, like for general shapes and primary forms, I always like to work from afar. If it's detailing or secondary forms, I like to go in closer. But when I'm trying to get the shape and the feel for the character or the silhouettes or whatever, I think it's best to work from afar a little bit. Hey Verdev, I'm from Mexico. I'm living in Montreal right now, but I'm from Mexico. I have another stream with Pixologic in Spanish, so that's next Monday. It's the next one in Spanish. I think it's next Monday. I have to check, but I think it's next Monday. So yeah, I have my personal stream in Spanish with ZBrush Live. It's character creation and concepting for production. And then this Pass the Sculpt project with Oscar, that's in English. And then I also will be streaming on my personal channel, my personal Twitch channel, starting on the first or second week of March. That's something that I've been putting off for a while, but finally the time is right. And I will be doing both Spanish and English streams in there. With the vector import, I spent a few hours importing multi-insert brush. Wow. 60 imported school icons. Nice. Nice. That sounds like really useful. It's okay. You still can come. I mean, it's not like restricted or anything. If like for example, last time in the Spanish one, there were some people who were asking things in English, so I was doing both Spanish and English for a while. It's okay. It's not like set in stone or anything. It's just that the content from the Spanish ones, it's geared towards people from Latin America, and so that's why it's mainly in Spanish, but it's not only in Spanish. So you feel free to come. It's if you can and want to hang out, I'm all for it. Don't worry about it. Pretty happy with the progress from today so far. Yeah. I just don't want to do here the same thing from these two segments. I'm thinking that's why I haven't approached these two parts yet. I still don't know exactly what I want to do there. Bones. Maybe we can put another cable here to go all the way to the body, but unfortunately I cannot touch this part, so kind of limited there. To remove the patch on the wing? No way, man. I'm living there. It's really cool. Yeah, take that, Oscar. Can't touch this. It's forbidden. Don't forget. I don't know if it's a big studio. I work for On Animation Studios. We're working on a movie right now. So surprise, surprise. It's definitely the biggest studio I've worked on, because in Mexico I was used to working on what what there is considered like a medium-sized studio, maybe. I don't know. When I was in Monterrey, I worked in a studio with maybe like 100 or so people, and then in Mexico City, 20 people, 25, 12. So yeah, this is like the biggest one I've worked so far. It's a cool experience. I really like it so far. Spanish verbalizes? What do you mean, man? Yeah, a lifetime. You don't need a lifetime, but just few words, practicing. Like for example, everybody in my team is either French or Canadian French. So I'm the only one who doesn't speak French, and I hear French all the time around me, and I've started to pick some words apart. Like I think when people around me start speaking, I think I now can understand maybe 40-50%. Speaking though, it's a whole nother thing, because um, the way French is written is not the way it's read or spoken, as opposed to maybe Spanish. It's the same with English. It's not the same when it's written as the same as when it's spoken. But with French, I find it much more difficult. So that I really have to practice. But the hearing and understanding part, I think that will just come naturally, just with practice and with repetition and getting used to the language. And also, what really helps is that French is very similar to Spanish in a lot of ways. The way some tenses work, like past, future tense, and uh, prepositions, pronouns. So it's not as hard as other languages. With German, I had a lot more trouble in the beginning. But French it's getting there. And I really would like to be able to speak it well, because in the beginning, before coming to Montreal, I thought the city was 50-50, so that both English and French were equally represented. And it's not the case. Montreal is actually a French city with um, English as a secondary official language everywhere. Like everywhere you go, you have English signs and um, words, and everybody sort of kind of speak English. Almost everybody, but it's really a French city, so gotta learn. No way around it. Okay. French is about nouns, while English is adverbial. Oh man, I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Um, but maybe you're right. Uh, can we guess what film I'm working on? I guess. Um, it's just I don't know. I think it's announced already. I think so. Yeah. I just didn't want to make a mistake. But it's got to do with toys. Yeah, the Quebecois accent is really something. I think I can tell the difference between French people, um, a French person, sorry, and a Canadian person speaking French. The way they open their mouth and say some words and a little bit of the words they use, it's different. It's normal. Yes, Montreal has a lot of 3D work. There's a lot of studios in here, and from what I hear, there's a lot of movement and a lot of companies coming. I don't know exactly anything with details, but I know that's the case. And so very recently, Alina made this this hangout. It was really cool. I got to meet a lot of artists here from Montreal or that live in here in Montreal. So yeah, the 3D industry is really strong in here, um, which is cool because there's so many options and opportunities and cool people and studios. So I'm very excited to be here. Honestly, I'm very happy. I made the choice. So much English in Montreal. Well, yeah, it's everywhere, but the city itself, it's French. Um, it depends on how hard it is to get the job. It depends on a lot of factors. But now, for example, in Canada at least, and I would presume it's the same in the US. So a degree helps a lot. A diploma, an official certificate of sorts, because that shows for the government that you're a professional in something and you get priority. With 3D it's tricky because um, degree does not equal knowledge or skill, but it's not. It doesn't. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? It cannot hinder. It can just help if you have one. So that's that's my experience so far here. I don't think it's that hard. It's just that depends on what kind of work you want to do. And especially in Canada, I think it's a little bit easier than in the US. But I'm not. Mine might be wrong. Yeah, you guessed right, man. Correct guess. It's a Playmobil movie. Ah, okay. I know what you mean with Star Wars. Yeah, there's a lot of studios. 200? I didn't know that. Maybe. I can't believe that. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if this part, I think this is Oscar's. This part here, so I won't touch that. And I had this piece floating around that I didn't really like. I don't know if I should keep it. I think I'll just get rid of this. And save again before everything goes wrong. Because it's happened before. Hey, effects animator. Yeah, I agree about the degree. But the thing is, for getting a job in a studio in Canada as a Mexican, it does matter. I know, like, if you're already living in the country, it's not a big deal. And for freelancing and working from from a distance, it doesn't really matter. Like I in Mexico and when I was working freelance, nobody ever really asked me about my degree. But for a position, for a job, like a full-time job at a studio, it does matter. I know it for a fact from personal experience and some other friends. So pros and cons in everything. Yeah, the thing is, well, the I don't know if your friends, if maybe if they were already inside the US or Canada or doesn't matter. Yeah, that's also the case that a lot of school graduates can get a job because they suck. But I think that happens everywhere. Um, Also in Mexico, it's and a lot of people like 3D is hard. 3D is hard in the sense that tools are evolving really fast. You have to be on top of the game all the time, learning new software, new techniques, new pipelines and workflows, and it takes a lot of time to do that. So 3D is not for everybody. If you're not um, willing to put in the time, it's going to be very hard. And so it's okay. I mean, I know people who started and then didn't want to continue, and that's okay. Um, but I find it's been super fulfilling and rewarding for me to keep pushing. Not every day or every year has been really smooth or smooth at all, but I think it's been worth it. Yeah, the world's a brutal place. I agree. The real world is nothing like the school. Like I always told my students that the university was like the tutorial of the game. Like they show you how to move and how to shoot and how to aim, but then you get to actually play the game and you die a lot. You die a lot, and then that's the only way you learn. Any branch into actual toy design? I would guess so. I would guess so, but that's outside my knowledge. Yeah, flip normals. I remember that. I remember reading that. If I remember correctly, is that Noah Bradley's blog, or I might be. Maybe not. Maybe that's another blog. But I think I know what you mean. Touchy subject for sure. The art schools. My experience and what I think about it is this. You can learn almost everything you need to know by yourself with the tools right now and with the internet. It's almost like um, it's a sin not to use these tools and this connectivity and these resources. If you want to learn, you can learn everything you want. But the thing is, schools can help you shortcut that knowledge. Things that would maybe take you 2 or 3 years to learn on your own, you can learn in a couple of months with the right teacher. But you also need to understand that being in a great school, even Nomon, for example, doesn't guarantee that you will be a great artist. You have to know how to learn to be like a self-taught artist, even though you have teachers and classes, because after the school is done, that's the only way you will keep learning. So I think it's a combination, and certainly school is not taking anything away from the knowledge part. So I think it can only help. It's not necessary for certain things, but it's not doing you any wrong if you pick the right school and if you dedicate yourself. That's what I think about it. Thanks, man. Thanks for the. Yeah, I really like how this is turning out. What with the tutorial thing? Yeah, feel free, man. It's I really do think that's the case. Like I think the whole thing, the whole gamification thing, has some really cool wisdom about it. Thinking of life and progress as a game. Like if you, let's say you start pushing on something, you start getting better at something, you will get into higher ranks or level up or whatever you wanna call it. You start playing with better players. You start playing with much more skilled players, and then you're getting your ass kicked again and again and again until you become better. And that's that, I guess it's the only way to truly learn. So and only also the way to experience that is to just go for it. The school sometimes can be very sheltering for students, and as much as I always told them that, I'm pretty certain that it's only until you experience it for yourself that you truly understand that. I'm getting all thoughtful tonight, but it's a cool discussion. You guys bring up some very good points. Yes, and I agree, Park Joel. The school can confirm knowledge, can reaffirm or maybe correct misinformation as well. And if it's a good school, the other plus is that most of the time the teachers also work in the industry in one way or another, so they always also bring experience with them, which in you can never discard experience. As much as like you might be super talented naturally and have watched a lot of tutorials on a certain subject, but experience tells you and teaches you much more. So I find to like the wisdom that older generations have to be super valuable in everything, and just apply what works for you and discard what doesn't work for you. I think that's the best way to keep advancing. Yeah, take care, Rethon. Thanks you for hanging out. Glad you liked it, and feel free to join again in my next stream. Have a great day, man. And yeah, StarCraft. Yeah, I was thinking about the same thing in a few minutes ago. I like how it's turning out so far. I kind of out of ideas right now with parts that I have to work on. But I think the progress today was really great, and I want to see what Oscar does with this part next time. Yeah, it was cool. It was a cool stream. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out and chatting with me and all the cool subjects. It was really cool, really fun. I'm sorry for my sloppy English. It's just sometimes my brain is not working very well. But thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. If you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to reach me in there's my networks and social media. So I try to answer almost as soon as I get the message, and all the messages I can. So yeah, I don't know if you guys have any other comment or question before I go. Provincial rivalry, Ontario Animation Studios. I don't know about that. I will have to research on that. I don't know. Maybe. Really, I want to thank you guys so much. Hope you liked it. Yeah, thank you so much. Take care, everybody. See you next time. It will be Monday next week, and I will let you guys know. It will be in Spanish, but feel free to come anyway. Don't worry about it. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye bye.